By most measures, we're about 8 to 10 years into the fourth industrial revolution, defined as the time when cyber technology is connecting our biological, physical, and environmental systems and dramatically changing how value is created. With the prior 3 industrial revolutions lasting about 250 years in total, it's likely that we're in the very early stages of this evolution, with most of its impact still ahead of us. Digital transformation, the disruptive impact of the fourth industrial revolution, may have started due to extraordinary technological innovation, but its impact is deeply affecting all aspects of our lives, of society, and increasingly our organizations and our work. As a result, we're encouraged by the transition happening as we shift our focus from a value-neutral technology as a set of tools discussion to a human-centric agenda. In Davos, Switzerland, this past January at the World Economic Forum, the message to industry leaders was clear. Business must lead us through this time of incredible change. Thankfully, there's much that we can do. We can begin by having a minimum viable appreciation for the values of emerging digital technologies in order to see the bigger picture and opportunities that might lie ahead. Generally, we should understand the inherent combinatorial nature of these technologies and respect their exponential trajectory. In this bigger scope, we can find reliable footing in the overall breadth and scope of the emerging environment without being daunted by the technologies themselves. Optimists and pessimists alike worry about the same question. Essentially, can we come together to effectively harness the extreme opportunities these technologies could afford while avoiding profound risks? To ensure a positive outcome, business can lead by soliciting a wide group of stakeholders working across disciplines to promote common visions and to confront zero-sum thinking. Sustainable progress will require a responsible, coordinated approach, as choices in technological strategies will inevitably impact economic, environmental, and social systems. To work towards the full opportunities of digital, we'll need to establish new standards, new policies, and business practices to guide our emerging, complex digital world. As businesses, we will have the most significant understanding of the technologies. We would know how to assess the nonlinear, broader impacts that could result under various circumstances. As such, we have a responsibility to reach across the aisle, per se, to help shape the regulatory environment and to proactively collaborate across stakeholder groups for solution building when negative consequences are possible. Business can start now to actively design new organizational roadmaps, from creating new organizational structures to embracing novel business practices to defining and grooming common organizational capabilities to proactively designing new work experiences for people. Approaches adopted by individual firms not only shape behaviors and culture internally, but they influence norms across entire industries up and down the value chain. As we build culture and capabilities ahead of the needed curve, we're molding mindsets, changing behaviors, and observing the organization in transition. This process reveals early insights into unexpected gaps, with the time to either course correct our assumptions or work design, or to conclude that considerations will be needed for those who may not make the transition. Setting those plans early could help to dramatically lessen the negative impact later when time may not be on our side. Perhaps the most important strategy for business leaders are to be advocates of experimentation and learning. In this new environment, we need to learn quickly, experiment often, and win or fail fast in low-risk, iterative cycles. Business needs to be curious, to look for ideas and inspiration across fields, even across industries. Experimentation brings perspective. It reveals what's possible or interesting, and it also tells us what's not worth the investment. The process itself engages people and helps them to rehearse the future while developing important teaming skills such as collaboration, risk-taking, and tolerance of failure. In times of heavy disruption, people look to leaders for value-based decision-making. It must be our purpose to create binding organizational culture, to reliably demonstrate strong commitment to human values, and to provide purpose and meaning for employees and their future work. To do so, we need to demonstrate businesses' understanding of our responsibilities to society and to a widening group of stakeholders, in harmony with our established commitments and practices to building capital and satisfying our shareholders. Thank you very much for joining tonight.